Hello, viewers. Welcome to Daily Text, where we bring you the juiciest drama from everyday lives. Let's begin with today's story. Margaret reaches out to Mike after 10 years of the whole family blocking him out and never permitting him back into the family affairs. Mikey, my son, how have you been? Hi, Mom. I'm good. How are you? You remember me? We're doing okay. Managing? Of course I remember you, Mike. How can a mother forget about one of her kids? How is Dad's health? I heard from Uncle Sam that it was a pretty bad heart attack this time. I never heard from you all ever. I wrote so many letters and sent presents in hopes of repairing our connection. I guess I can never be enough for you all. It's tragic. Dad's resting and recovering. Finances are tight. Your sisters and their children are living with us too. They went through ugly divorce battles and got nothing much in the settlement either. They don't even have decent jobs. You're doing so well. We are proud of you, son. We are so caught up with the house affairs. We received all your timely presents and greetings. We didn't have a free moment to write back. Your dad's health, your sister's broken marriages, and the responsibility of accommodating 4 extra members are a lot. Thanks, Mom. That was unexpected from you. I'm sorry to hear about them, but how did they get divorced? I mean, what went wrong? Well, why not? You're doing so well as the manager of a leading financial company. Well, Sarah's husband, we found out just before the divorce, was an abusive alcoholic, and Lara's husband was cheating on her with her friend's wife when she was pregnant with Jacob. I wish the praises came in sooner, Mom. It's been 10 years of me trying to reconcile with you guys, and I have still never been let in as a family member. I have sent gifts for birthdays, anniversaries, Christmas, and baby showers. Never received a single thing in return. Sadly, Lara and Sarah found the wrong men. I wonder how you guys approve of their marriages when you all can't even move toward meeting my wife and son, not even today. I'm sorry, Mike. You very well understood the circumstances then. You were a full-blown drug addict and we caught you stealing money from the house on several occasions. You left your then-fiancée, Mary, to be with the woman of your choice and even went on to live together without marrying each other. What other option did we have? No, Mom. I get it that I was destroying my life then, and on top of that, stealing from the house for buying more drugs. But I did my best to atone for the sins I committed. Hell, I even took that 3-month program at the local church to set my record straight. It sure helped me discipline my life. I didn't want to be with Mary. I had let her know on several occasions that I was not intending to marry her. It was just puppy love, and I had grown out of that relationship long before you all could accept it. Hell, she even threatened to commit suicide if I failed to marry her. Who in their right minds would want to marry a crazy person like her and ruin their lives forever? She had issues, Mom. We couldn't forgive you then. Our hearts were hardened with anger and frustration. We never imagined our parenting would fail. We did the best we could to raise our children. Considering what you did with that poor girl Mary, we could never forgive you ever. She was heartbroken. By the grace of God, she found a decent match for her and is leading a happy and fulfilled life now. I don't get it, Mom. I feel betrayed by you all. I was merely 17 and you and Dad kicked me out of the house to live at Uncle Sam's. I love Janet. I always did. I didn't do anything wrong with Mary. I left at the right time. Now all that is a thing of the past. We have left it there and we hope you will too. To revive our relationship with you, I'm asking you to come over this Sunday for lunch. Come by yourself, we'd prefer that. Wow, this conversation feels too quick and rushed, Mom. I'll let you know if I'm coming. Bye. Mike reaches the office. He can't stop thinking of the conversation with his mom. Why, after all these years, did she think of him and invite him over? He decides to visit them to clear the air. After a Sunday lunch, the picture is clear to him. A few weeks later, he receives a text from Sarah, his sister. Hey Mikey, how are you? You haven't called or visited us since that lunch. The kids miss their Uncle Mike. Hi Sarah, I'm okay. Is that true? I just met them once. Well, I miss them too. I wish I could see them growing. Anyways, I was caught up with work. Besides, after I refused to do those favors Mom was cleverly hinting at, I don't think there is much to say. Come on, Mike. You know what Mom and Dad can be like. They're our old-fashioned Catholic parents. After Dad's retirement, we thought he could take up the household duties. We could use some help from you. Dad's treatments are costing us a fortune, and I and Lara are trying to manage our kids with the average jobs that we have. You can come over anytime. The kids would love to see you and spend time with you. Excuse me? What responsibilities are you talking about? My wife Janet and son are my only family, and I do everything under the sun to provide for them. I don't think your schemes can move my heart one bit anymore. I'd come over, but not without my son and wife. If I was a part of the family, I wouldn't be invited to lunch without my wife and son. I should have known there would be some hidden motive for Mom to ask me to come by myself. Well, Mike, the thing is, Mom was silly to do that. But we have never met Janet earlier due to obvious reasons, and we didn't know if she would like to see us either. Family members stand for each other in times of need. You sound so haughty and bitter right now. It's futile to have any hopes with you. Whatever, Sarah. If Mom and Dad had 1% concern for me, they would have called me home a long time ago. This was all about money. Uncle Sam leaked all my information to you guys all these years. He would also give me news of the house members from time to time, but nothing detailed. Just brief bits and pieces. I missed you all so much. I never received any birthday presents or cards from you or the others. Nothing for my wedding. No one even bothered to attend and give us their blessings at church. I tried way too hard, but you people don't deserve it. None of you bothered to come to see my child when he was born. Y'all are missing on his baptism day and his birthdays too. You gotta give us this chance, Mikey. We regret what is done. We hope you will forgive us. I don't know. I think I'm done. I can't let you all in my life again. The trauma is fresh and clean even today. You all crashed into my life now when things are unpleasant for you all. I'm not a fool, Sarah. Okay, Mike. Fine. I gotta go now. Dad needs something. Bye. A few months later, Mike receives a call from Jason, his teenage brother. He informs him of his dad nearing his final days. He asks him to visit as his dad wants to mend things with Mike. A tearful Mike reaches the hospital and they talk for almost an hour. The differences between them had melted away. The resentment could not fade away so soon, but the father and son had a place for forgiveness in their hearts. He leaves the hospital with a light soul. A few days later, Mike, I thought you'd want to know. Dad's not with us anymore. He left for his heavenly abode the day before yesterday. Mom didn't want you to know sooner, as she was against having you around during the last rites and funeral. I'm sorry, Mike. What? Dad's gone? How dare she? What? This is insane. I was not even informed about it until now. I hate you all. I hate Mom for being so arrogant and stubborn even now. I can't believe you guys. Mom, this is unfair. I need to see Dad one last time. I had every right to be there at the funeral, to grieve the loss. You stole yet another opportunity from me. Why had you wanted me to not come? Are you crazy? We even sorted things out amongst ourselves. I was planning on introducing his grandson to him by giving him a surprise visit soon. Mike, you failed your family in times of need. Why would you be wanted around now? Besides, only family members are allowed at the funeral. Your father died of a heart attack. I think seeing you and having his heart burdened with all that guilt led him to feel stressed to the point that his heart couldn't take it anymore. I don't think he would have wanted to see that filthy child of yours. How dare you? How dare you call him filthy? He is my flesh and blood, my son. How could you accuse me of being the reason for his death? I am severing all ties with this filthy lot, whom I used to consider as my relatives, this second. You have always spread the wrong news about me to relatives and friends. Now you're even blaming me for Dad's death? Yes, he is filthy because of that addict wife of yours. We never liked her. What rumors? It is the truth. You were never a good son to us. You blew up your grades at school. You started using drugs and alcohol abuse. Then, as if all that was not enough, you brought us more shame by marrying Janet, whom you met at the rehab center. How would you be sober if your company was so tainted as well? Listen, woman, we have been clean and sober for almost a decade now. We have built our lives on hard work and dedication. Dedication towards our marriage and our son. We visit the church every Sunday and we are God-fearing people with a good reputation in the community. When you and Dad cut off ties with me, I was drowned in shame, guilt, and sorrow. I was miserable. I could have easily been tempted to do drugs and other illegal things again. Janet kept me grounded and helped me stay strong in my weak moments. It was and has been the best decision in my life to marry her. She and my son are my only family. About the grades being low, I worked hard to get into a good college after school and made something out of myself. I paid for my tuition fees with my own money. I worked hard day and night so that I could be successful someday and hope to see the satisfaction in my parents' eyes. I was a fool to be motivated by that thought. Drug addicts never lead dignified lives. You can go to church and do whatever. Doesn't change a thing. Mike, you have failed your parents. You lead your father to die of guilt and shame. We don't give a shit about Janet or your son. When we needed your help, you ignored us and acted all high and mighty. Was it right by your side to resist helping us and your sisters when we were striving to make ends meet? You're crazy, you're delusional and pathetic. I can't believe you think so lowly of us, but I don't think you can do better than that. All your life, you've favored the other kids. You had no time for me with all your pregnancies. You and Dad knew that our family was financially unstable, yet you continued to make more kids and overburdened yourselves. When the pressure was getting out of hand, the frustration you both had would find its way projected on me and my failures. I have endured a lot before going on the wrong path. I didn't do drugs for fun. I was struggling to understand what was so wrong with me and why were you and Dad always so unhappy with me. Nothing that I ever did was enough. Those were entirely your own mistakes. Sins, rather. You were atoning for one sin while committing another. Even right now, you are making a grave sin by blaming your deceased father and the woman who birthed you with so much suffering and discomfort. Oh, shut it. I'm done with this religious nonsense that you drug into every logical conversation that I'm trying to have with you. It's always been this way. I was always left unheard and confused. Talking about my sins, I've done a lot to repair the damages made. What have you done to atone for yourself? And for God's sake, you can't even come to accept your sins. You abandoned your teenage child instead of being compassionate to his suffering. You blamed him for every minor inconvenience in the house. You disapproved of his decisions even when he was a full-grown adult capable of deciding better for himself. Mike deleted all their context and swore to never speak to any one of them again. They tried to harass his wife and kids later, but when Mike threatened to turn them in, they stopped. Life is good for Mike and his core family. On the other hand, his ex-family is struggling each day. The sisters quarrel and blame their father for not leaving any inheritance behind. His mother is always bitter and resents the commotion in the house. Jason has moved out and providing fairly for himself after realizing the trauma inflicted on Mike and how wrong his family was all along.